Hello, welcome to Limitless. Today we are honored to have Ashlee Donohue, a powerful advocate for anti-violence and anti-racism, and the CEO of Mudgin-Gal, a center for Aboriginal women. So Ashlee, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you. So let's talk about you overcome some challenges. So we know you're returning to the university in your 40s, right?
Mm-hmm.
And earning the multiple degrees is such an inspiring story. So how did that experience shaping your perspective on education and its role in empowering other women?
Well, I think education saved me from domestic violence. I remember the first day of university, the father of my children walked down to the university with me, and he said, do you think they'd notice if I come into the class? Mm-hmm. That's how obsessed he was with my every move, and I said, well, I'm pretty sure that they'd notice you. And so I walked away and I thought that was strange, and I think that first step towards education was the first step away from his control over me, because I was doing something for myself. And so I often say that education was one of my saving graces from getting out of a very violent relationship.
Yeah, true. So Mudgin-Gal is a beacon of hope for many Aboriginal women. Mm-hmm. So what makes this organization approach to support and advocacy so unique?
It's unique because it is the only women's centre in metropolitan Sydney that is 100% run by and for Aboriginal women. We are a drop-in centre, so we don't have any criteria. Any Aboriginal and or Torres Strait Islander woman come through our doors, we do our very best to advocate and advise and lead in the right direction. And because it's situated right in the heart of Redfern, with close proximity to what's known as the block, where a lot of Aboriginal people live, that's what's unique about it. There's no other service, women's centre, in Sydney that's 100% run by and for Aboriginal women, which means all of our staff are Aboriginal, our clients are Aboriginal, and our board of directors are Aboriginal.
Well, that's really meaningful. So as a leader of Mudgin-Gal, so what the future initiatives are you most excited about?
I'm most excited about securing some funding to obtain 6 units, so that the safety spaces for short-term accommodation for women that are fleeing domestic violence, because refuges are overcrowded and oversourced, and a lot of women don't want to leave the relationship, they just want the violence to stop. And so a lot of women just need a little bit of time to gather their thoughts and understand and make the best choice that's for them, and so Mudgin-Gal wants to provide a space for that.
Yeah, you really have like a broader vision for those Indigenous women.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have been vocal about men needing to take the lead in reducing the violence against women. So how you see the communities involving men, which is more active in the fight?
Well, for me, it happened through using rugby league as a vehicle to get the anti-violence message out to men, because there are 3 places that you will find men, 3 places where a lot of men, and those 3 places are prison, sporting events, and the pub. That's where you'll find a high percentage of men. So we chose rugby league to use it as a vehicle to get the anti-violence message out to men. So what we'd do, we'd get ex-NRL players to come and talk about and use NRL training mechanisms about equality in relationships, and then they'd sit and we'd have discussions about domestic violence, what it is, what it looks like, and what men can do about it. Because the reality is that the majority of perpetrators of violence in this country are men, and that's not only men against women, that's men against men too.
Well, that's really important for male leadership in ending the violence. So how do the racism and domestic violence intersect in your work, particularly for those Aboriginal women?
Well, there's extreme impact, because for Aboriginal women, a lot of the time they're not deemed the perfect victim. So therefore, if they go to the services that are put in place to assist, support and keep women safe, they don't view Aboriginal women as equal to any other woman in this country. Aboriginal women make up less than 2% of the population of women in this country, and yet they sit in the highest percentage of everything violent in this country. And that's not only violence from men, that's violence against services like policing issues, homelessness, bad health, domestic violence, family violence, sexual violence, all the violence, child removal. Aboriginal women sit in the highest percentage of all those things that are violent in this country, and that's a systemic problem.
Yeah.
And systemic problems are racist, are racism. It's as simple as that.
Yeah. So for those young women, especially those from Indigenous background, so what is the advice you want to navigating the leadership roles in the advocacy?
It's very simple. Violence has nothing to do with love. If a man calls you names, tells you what to wear, tells you who you can talk to, you can best bet that physical violence is going to come from that. Very few women leave after a man hits them the first time. Very few women leave the first time a man puts their hands on them. But the reality is that men will berate them, control them, because domestic violence is all about power and control. And that's one person having power and control over another. So my advice to any woman, regardless of nationality, is as soon as you feel that feeling, and you feel it, let that be the sign, this isn't going to work, and leave before it's too late. Because unfortunately in this country, we now, how many weeks are there in a year? 52. Right now, there have been 61 women murdered by violence in this country, and it's only October the 1st. So let that be a message. As soon as you feel any form of fear or shame, don't stop. That's the biggest red flag.
Yeah.
That's don't do it.
Yeah. Thank you for your advice. So given the emotional weight of the work you do, how do you stay resilient and motivated?
Because I know that I have 6 grandchildren.
Oh.
Yeah, I have 6 grandchildren, and they range from chocolate brown to milky white, right? I've got 4 granddaughters, 2 grandsons, and I'm doing what I'm doing because I walk the path of giants. My mother was an Aboriginal woman, my grandmother is an Aboriginal woman, and both my great-grandmothers were Aboriginal women. And so they've paved this path for me to walk and to use my voice to make this country as safe as I can, not only for my family, but for everyone's family. And that's why I do what I do.
If there is one message you want the world to remember about fight against violence, what it will be?
It will be that violence isn't love. It's as simple. Nothing violent is love.
Yeah.
Being punched in the face isn't love. It's violence. Being sworn at isn't love. It's violence. Being told what to wear isn't love. It's violence. Being forced to sleep with a man isn't love. You're not making love. It's violence.
Yeah.
Love has nothing to do with violence, and violence has nothing to do with love.
Yeah. I think if a man trying to dominating and controlling, that's not the way of love.
No, it's not. Violence has got nothing to do with love.
Yeah.
And we seem to think there's this belief system that it's okay to be treated badly. It's when men are jealous, he's jealous, that's a good thing. If he tells you what to wear and who to talk, he just wants it all to himself. No, that's control and power.
I think if you love someone, you must love the way she feels comfortable.
That's right.
Yeah.
Relationships are supposed to be equal. You shouldn't have to be scared. You should not have to lay down with a man at the end of the day that you're scared of. There should be no fear in a loving relationship.
You should feel sweet and
you should feel safe, not fear.
That's true. Thank you, Ashlee. Thank you for sharing your powerful journey and insights with us. Your resilience and leadership are truly limitless.